Welcome back to the One Predator podcast.
All right, another episode, One Predator podcast. Joined always by Carl. And another special guest again. Cousin Chip is back.
Cousin Chip is back.
So, in the last episode you were on, we didn't cover your first coyote kill. Kind of got a little sidetracked. Tony was talking and
Dominating with his
Well,
candy.
yeah, trying to sell his
He
things.
was really, I mean,
Oh my God!
he was actually looking for a security code on all of our credit cards while he was here.
No, my shit's all locked down.
Yeah.
You should have called him. I think
I've
he's
had
got the
money
kids
stolen.
tonight. Though.
Yeah, I've had money stolen before. That was no good.
What do you mean? A credit card?
Yeah, my bank card. My bank card.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wake up one afternoon. I get a text message from the bank. It says,
How
"Hey,
much?
you just had a large withdrawal, $1,300." No,
I was
honestly, the first night vision scope I bought, it was flagged, and the bank called, and I said, "Yeah, that was me," but I had to tell the wife that no, it really wasn't.
yeah. So anyway, your first kill.
I was going to say
night hunting.
my card got jacked when I was in Florida, but the trick is just don't have any money in your account.
Well,
There you go. So you've already been to Guns Inc.
Yeah. Go multiple times.
My first coyote.
Memorable.
That was an interesting night. We went and hit a couple spots and nothing, and we ended up going down to one of the family farms. And as I recall, CJ went and threw the collar out behind the barn.
Yep.
Just literally tossed it.
Yeah. It was noisy back there. You got to be careful.
It
It's
was.
real
So
crunchy.
You didn't want
Yeah.
to go crunching back there. It was
Too
cold
far.
out, man. It was cold. Even the grass.
It would be fine. We're in a building. Yeah.
Well,
full of holes.
There's a loft you gotta climb up in with some. You gotta do your calisthenics before you do it.
Yeah.
You gotta do some stretches.
Yeah, you wouldn't even know this guy's a carpenter because
Yeah.
you've been up in
I've
that
been
barn.
in that barn. Yeah.
And I look at
Poor
these,
Josh. That's
and
right.
like his dad deer hunts up there. I'm
was-
like, you let your father claw up
I'll
in
tell
this?
you
that
what.
was with Steve that
74
night.
years old, man. He's an animal.
I think it was Steve and I went. That
Oh
night
yeah,
with you guys, with
both
you.
of you. All I could hear the whole time was complaining.
I didn't complain nothing.
I did.
Oh, no.
because
No,
I
you-
know he can build stairs.
No, after that though, we were on our way out and we called you, and we're like, "Hey, we're on the way to the hospital."
Oh, yeah, that's
Chip
right.
fell off the ladder.
Yeah, and I'm like, not surprised. Serves him right.
Yeah, no, it was.
No, because it's a short
How'd you
set of
go?
steps.
No.
It's a short set of steps to a vertical ladder.
Which is like 3 2x4s
Yeah.
nailed to the wall.
Literally.
Oh, no. They're furring strips.
Oh, for
Yeah.
even
Yeah,
even
yeah.
yeah,
They're
even
not
better.
even 2
You
by.
want to make sure you step on the outsides, and they've got one nail apiece.
They're
in it.
3/4 strips. And I'm like, you
All
want
right,
me
so
to
even
do
better.
what?
Yeah.
Anyway,
So yeah,
we crawl up in this barn. Oh my god! I didn't even get up there.
He didn't. He was still standing on what was left of the ladder, and I had just purchased a 384 Pulsar. I can't remember the exact model number. All it was 384 resolution with a 35 millimeter lens.
yeah.
You definitely, it's kind of like looking through your hands or one of our 384 hand
scanners, yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's got crosshairs in it, so it's less than ideal. But I was just dipping my toe in the water.
Right.
I wanted to see what was going to happen, and
He bought a couple scopes that month.
I bought 3 scopes that month.
2 guns.
Yeah, it was 3 scopes, 3 guns.
Y'all asking me about the TV I bought. You go to the gun shop. It's like, nah.
No, there was 3 scopes.
Add the
3
cart.
guns
Yeah,
that
right.
year I bought because I was just trying to find some place where I was comfy. So I started off. I was the first one to have a C50.
Yeah.
I brought it here, and I remember setting it up out here without even having an IR light out.
Yeah, we could see across the
And
field.
you guys were like, that's in color right now. And there was moonlight out, and you guys are like, this is amazing. And then I remember I had the hog light on there, and I turned the hog cannon on. And, well, I saw CJ sweating. CJ was trying to figure out, the implications on to how he was going to afford one because he knew he had to have one right there.
I think I pretty much
I
sold
think,
it for
I'm pretty
both
sure
of us.
Josh's was ordered before we even left to go hunting that night.
No, we both had that in our Amazon cart, and then I kept checking it every day, and then one day it was gone because it was the only one left. And I called him, and I said, did you buy that scope? And he was like, yep. And I'm like,
Isn't it amazing out of the millions of people that probably coyote hunt would have a purpose for that scope?
Yeah.
And then,
There was one.
Josh, your own boy would be the one to
there was
stab you in the
one
back.
on Amazon. No, we knew he was going to do it.
Well, here's the story. I had bought my Tika,
Yep.
and I knew I didn't want to put
the Wraith.
the Wraith on it.
Well, no. I mean,
So
let's have something that
I
turns
had
on.
ordered one from Optics Planet,
Yeah.
and they said, "Oh, it's going to ship in like a week." And then it was like, "Oh,
Wait, you canceled that, right?
yeah." Well, then like the next day, it's like, "Oh, it's going to be 3 weeks," and then the next day it was even
because
longer.
they couldn't get any.
Right, because it was in the height of COVID. Pulsar, I think, was shut down. So they weren't making anything to ship anything. I think they were actually moving, like, wherever they manufacture them, over in Europe, wherever. So there was that one on Amazon.
See, I think, so was it, it must have been during COVID when I bought mine. Because I remember that Tony's sales pitch was, it's like, hurry up and get it. They're not going to be available. It's kind of like Doomsday happens and
Tony lies to us
somebody's
all
got
the
the
time,
last
though.
T-bone steak. You're going to pay anything you can.
He tried this. It was the other day. He calls me every morning. He calls me or Chip.
I think you tried to call me Thursday, but
Yeah,
I
he
was
did. I
sleeping.
was busy. Probably the day I didn't answer because I was busy.
Oh, yeah. Well,
And
he's
he
on
was-
a rotary, so he does. He calls you, you don't answer.
Yeah.
He then calls me. He says,
He was talking about ammo shortages already because of, if we end up going to war. And he's like, well,
With who?
with everything going on in Israel and stuff, and how there's going to be, if we deploy troops, that there's going to be ammo shortages. And I'm like, listen here, Bubs. Okay? That's the United States military. They're not going to wait for war and be like, hey, we need to jump on our Amazon and get some ammo
Right.
ordered.
We need some 223 FMJs.
No, you go to Iron Mountain or wherever. They got ammo everywhere, right? So he's like trying, because I told him, he asked me, I think it was Monday, because he asked me what I did over the weekend. I said, well, we didn't shoot Sunday.
It was raining, wasn't it?
Yeah, I took my ammo locker apart and reorganized it. And I was like, man, I got a lot of 223 rounds. And he's like, oh, well, there's going to be a shortage and this and that. And I'm like, stop it. Don't even start with that, okay? It's not going to be a shortage. You guys, it's like when COVID hit and you couldn't get a piece of plywood. And then you see videos
I'll
and
tell you
pictures,
what.
yards of plywood.
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
tell you what, that affected my business because I am a builder. And I'll tell you.
It was lies.
It was.
They used it.
The
It was
way
just
the
to drive up
prices were
prices.
Yep.
inflated, it was insane. The same thing happened.
Corporate lies. But anyway, so your first coyote.
You're up in the barn.
You're up in the
I'm
barn.
up in the barn. This
Tangent.
tangent. Here we go again. Somebody Google that word.
No, I know what it means.
Because that was just a tangent.
Yeah.
Anyway.
My first coyote.
I didn't even have to call her on.
No, you didn't have to call her on.
Nope.
And I look out, and what was it, about 150 yards behind the barn, I looked out. There's a series of two windows.
I see heat.
And I look out the first window, and I see heat. And it was kind of an overcast night, so the water was in the air. And with that 384, it was a little tough. Things were fuzzy. And no more than I really study it for about a second, I realized it was a coyote.
Yeah, I'm on the ground.
No, you were standing on
On where the steps end.
He was standing on a.
And he's like, there's a coyote. I'm like, get out of the way so I can get up
He
there.
was standing on a bird perch, And I'm yelling at him, hit the collar.
So I turned it on.
He hits the collar, and this thing starts running. And it's running right for this, like, pucker brush. It was terrible.
Super thick.
It was terrible. It was so thick. And I'm trying to see this dog running into the brush.
I'm sorry.
I was so mad this dog was running away.
The bullet started flying.
Yup. So the gun was loaded.
No, I think your mag wasn't completely loaded. That's what happened.
Well, no, I'm getting there. So the dog was running into the brush, and I'm like, well, I'm trying to guess where he is. I'm seeing like little flashes through the brush. And I put it what I thought was in front of the dog, and I let off like a 2-round burst. And then the dog started running back out of the brush.
Yeah, he turned it around.
So as it was running out of the brush, I shot again. Unknown to me, the dog stops and is looking around in a clearing. And I'm sitting there. I squeeze my trigger. My trigger's hard. And I'm like, oh, my God. I was like, there was only 3 rounds in that mag.
Yep.
So at this point, I'm trying to figure out what to do. I drop my mag out. And I'm yelling at CJ, give me your mag. And he's like, what? And I'm like, I need ammo.
My gun was loaded.
His gun's loaded. He drops his mag out.
I left
frozen
one bolt in the chamber and dropped the mag out, and I toss it up into the loft to him.
Into the dark.
Into the dark.
I caught it, man. I was at that point.
Cling, tang, boom.
Yo,
it was like,
as Boss Man would say at that moment, I was dino tuned, man.
Yeah,
I caught that thing with one finger and slammed it right in. It was crazy.
That was a 55 grain Hornady.
Yeah. And I shot, and that dog, it disappeared into a brush pile just below where it was standing. So I go to CJ. It was like, I got it. And he's like, are you sure?
I can't see anything.
He's like, I didn't see nothing. He's like, I'm staying on a ladder. He's like, I've got my fingernails.
I'm like, can I have my magazine back now?
Yeah, he's got his fingernails like hooked into this board. So it was, in order to get to where I shot, there's a pretty deep ravine with a small crossing. So we get to that crossing and we start walking through the briars and everything to the clearing where I shot him. And I'm looking through the scope and I'm not seeing it. I'm just looking for heat, and I'm like, man,
I don't even think I have my scanner then.
Well, no, you didn't have the scanner,
Nope.
but you know, we had my my thermal gun, so
right.
We're looking around, and then finally I see a little glimpse of heat down in this brush pile.
It was tucked down in the woods.
So we finally get the red light shine down in there and saw a little bit of the dog. And CJ's like,
he had to crawl in there. So I handed him my handgun.
I'm not a handgun guy.
And I was like, here, take this. Because he had to crawl down. I'm like, I ain't going in there.
I was on my stomach climbing in there. At first, he's like,
it's your dog, homie. Go get it.
Yeah.
So he goes army crawling in there, and the thing's dead, thank God.
Because he was like, he's sitting there, he's got his handgun like behind me.
Right.
I'm climbing in there, and I turn around, I look, and he's sitting there like,
yeah.
And I'm like, dude, my head. Yeah. The dog is right in front of me.
It was dead, though.
We're good.
But you saw, it was like that one me and you shot where she laid down under that bush.
Yeah.
That's exactly how
it looked. Like it had
looked
its
like
head propped up on a piece of brush, like it wasn't down.
Oh, really? Right.
Oh, well, no, the one.
Same thing, but it was tucked
all
in
curled
there.
up like it was sleeping.
Yeah.
But this thing looked like it was just sitting there.
Yeah.
You know, but like tucked in there, and I'm like, I ain't going in there. I hit it with a red light. I'm like, oh, there it is. I'm not going in there.
No. So I climbed in there on my stomach, and I drug it out.
I think, didn't we see another dog that night there? Or no, that was a different night.
Nope, that was the only dog we saw that night. I think we missed one later on that night.
That was a while ago.
Yeah.
How long you been? He's probably been hunting with us 4 years now.
Yeah, it's something like that. Yeah, I know. I've been through. I'm on my fourth gun. I'm on my fourth gun.
That don't matter.
Let's see, Wraith, C50, 35 millimeter pulsar.
Yeah, and then the other one.
And then the Thermion
Yep.
with the 640.
The
So
50
that's 4 scopes, not counting where I started with the Simmons scope with the red light
light.
strapped to it. So there's 5 scopes I went through.
Yeah.
I think that was your 243.
Yeah, that was my
The
original
other one.
243 that I bought at Kmart when Kmart was still open. Somebody had got me a gift card when I was a kid. And I
Dude, Kmart had
went there.
tons of rifles.
My father signed for a gun.
Kmart had tons of rifles
Oh, yeah,
back in
that
the
was the
day.
spot
We
back
bought
then.
rifles at Kmart. But,
But
yeah, it was an interesting one. You've been hooked ever since.
Yep. Like I said, just
So now you're like the early crew because he's, the old timers.
Yeah.
They
the
go
old
out.
timer screw. I'll tell you, man. To be honest with you,
We
I
were
don't-
just talking about this. Like,
yeah, I'm not sure if there's an actual time
Nope.
where it's best to go out.
because we go late and you go early.
Yeah, me and Boss Man, he's Boss Man's a little bit older than I am. 15 years or so. But, we tend to
I had them guys out at 11. I thought they were going to turn
man,
into pumpkins.
we were done, man. We were zombies.
They were like, all right, we're done. And,
We
I
were
was
all
like,
done.
well, okay, I'm just getting warned. I went out and shot a coyote that night afterwards.
Yeah, we were all done, man. That was a good night, but
Man, I
that was
miss it.
too late for us old guys.
I hate talking about this right now. I was like, I'm having withdrawal. I'm like a crack fiend right now. I can't.
You know what was terrible?
And then tonight, before,
when we're
right
before
before
the
we get on,
podcast,
they're howling like crazy
Yeah,
here.
right out here in the
howling,
field.
yipping, and I'll tell you, man, it's almost a shoot.
Because the Chip's like, where's your gun at? I'm like, downstairs in the case, man.
it's
all
kind of
put
like
away.
somebody's got the needle lined up to your vein, and you're just sitting there waiting. I'll tell you, that was a rush just hearing them. At least we know there should be proper targets for next year.
Well, that's it. We got to let them go. Got to let them do their thing. Now, I haven't heard a pack howl like that here in months.
Man, they were on something. I don't know what they're.
Probably a woodchuck.
It's like I was telling you on the phone.
What? That video that Rusty sent earlier, what was that thing eating?
A woodchuck.
Woodchuck.
Oh, was it a woodchuck?
Yeah, that was.
Yeah,
I was
so
trying to
Rusty.
get a woodchuck.
Oh, what a
It
great
was all over
video.
his
Yeah, that was
chops.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah, woodchuck. So the coyote is on the left, the woodchuck's on the right. So the coyote is stalking the woodchuck, and he's watching this, and I'm like, dude, this is awesome footage.
Yeah.
Now, literally, he's videoing through his binos from his payloader.
Was it?
Yeah, it was through the binos.
Oh, really?
So he's holding his phone up to the binos trying to get this thing. And then it takes off and chases the woodchuck down the hall. It was an awesome video.
Yeah.
It was an awesome video. We could have been. I was like, you could have saved the woodchuck, man. He's like, well, I probably would have shot the coyote and the woodchuck.
Yeah. You got them both.
Because that's what, if nobody knows, if you watch these coyote forums, or the Facebook pages, not the forums, but the guys that have seasons like us, you start watching here, you give us some time, you're going to see a lot of woodchuck pictures. Because,
Well, there's a lot of rock chucks
Well,
Yeah,
I
on all the
mean,
pages
you
that
know,
I'm part of.
yeah.
Rock chucks out west.
But even Tony, like, so after,
It was just today, though. I mean, I went
Yeah,
home
he
to just
shot
get
one.
some lunch, and I've had this little guy, man. I've sent you guys, like, things with my thermal scope where I try sneaking around the corner of the house
Yeah.
trying to pick this guy off. And I'll tell you, man, these things cause major destruction. And it keeps tunneling underneath my shop floor, and I'm waiting for the concrete to break. I mean,
oh man, the one at the farm's real bad. You can hear them when you're in the shop,
Yeah.
chirping underneath it.
absolutely. You can.
Yeah.
And that thing, boy, I just caught him on his off day.
But that's what you see, like, now is, like, coyote hunters and woodchucks, man. When
Yeah.
us guys that have seasons, when our season ends, you start seeing woodchuck pictures showing up on the coyote pages. And, like, that, the out west guys are like, why is this on here? And
Well, you know,
you guys don't understand,
honestly,
man.
you know, they shoot.
You got
they
an
shoot
itch,
a
you
lot
gotta
of prairie
scratch it.
dogs out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, prairie
Because
dogs.
the prairie dog season out there is real big. And, you know, listen, I understand
I'll go
you
shoot prairie
they're
dogs.
making like trying to make a video or something, but these prairie dogs, they must be kind of dumb out there. They whistle to them, they stick their head out.
Yeah, pink.
It's like a whack-a-mole game, but you're shooting at them.
Well, they're also shooting pretty far.
Yeah.
Like they're
Yeah, small target.
200 yards or more.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
But,
you're hitting a prairie dog. It's only 6 inches
yeah,
tall.
damn woodchucks we have here. I mean,
Well,
I'll
he
tell
shot
you.
that one tonight. It was crawling away.
Yeah.
And that was a 223, you know, probably mid abdomen. You know, sounds
Yep.
like it was a little far back, but you're talking, yeah, still, it was 50 yards, man.
Yeah,
That thing
well-
should have stoned it.
Yeah.
It's 50 yard zero, man.
Yep.
Always. She's dead on.
We're going to find out. I'm having a hard time getting the parts for the 243, but
I thought Tony had everything for you.
nope. Did not come in yet, and he don't know why. So I talked to him this morning about it. I was like, hey, you know.
Yeah, hey.
Like it's Friday, like I'll run up there, grab the parts, throw this thing together, so Sunday I can shoot it.
Right.
No, not there.
What are you missing still?
Springs
Oh.
and
Yeah, kinda need
stock
those.
parts. Yeah, important stuff.
Yeah.
But so that's he shot a woodchuck today. So I talked to him this morning.
Who did, Tony?
So yeah, it was a baby. It was a little baby one. I talked to him this morning. He got ranting about, I don't know, something, not being able to go out, and he's got real problems. And I'm like, yeah, you're all alone in this, you know. And I can remember when after the first year we took Tony out, me and Rusty did, and he started going out and on his own and getting spots and shooting coyotes. You know, when season ended, I can remember him calling me and be like, "What do I do now?"
Yeah.
And I said, "Well, what I do is I shoot woodchucks. You know, so you get your little trigger time in.
Yeah.
Plus, we shoot on Sundays,
Yep, church.
and but so now he's like a woodchuck slayer, man. He's got
The
a couple.
Reaper, the Woodchuck Reaper.
He's got a couple of different farms he goes to, and he'll just, before he goes and opens the shop up, he'll go out, shoot a couple woodchucks. So anyway, I'm talking this morning, and he's having withdrawal issues, and he's seen a coyote in somebody's front yard when he was dropping his kids off or something, and he started twitching and having shakes and everything else.
Time.
So then he ends up going. He's like, I'm going to grab his little rifle. It's 17, and I'm going to stop the farm. So he was saying Chuck's out, and he goes and he ends up shooting one. And he sends me a picture of it. He goes, "Power up! I'm going to work." And I'm like, oh, that's it. I didn't see any at the farm today, but as soon as season ends, my mag goes. It's in the truck under the seat,
Yeah.
all ready to go because that's what we do when we can't shoot coyotes.
Yeah.
Shoot woodchucks.
So if anybody's got a woodchuck problem and they're around us, like reach out, man. Like
Yeah. Let's save some tractor axles this year.
yeah,
Because I can tell you that
from
the
experience.
three of them that I've snapped off in my
Yeah.
man, how long have I been farming?
Well, you're older than me, so what are you? 10 years older than me?
Yeah,
No.
pretty much. Oh no,
Oh.
6 years.
They're pretty close.
I'm gonna be 46.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, 6 years. I'm 40.
Well, if you go by the year, it's only 5. It'll be 41 this
Yeah,
year.
Right.
okay. He's got his pocket calculator out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because
Anyway.
addition and subtraction are
We've
very
all
hard.
been doing a long time.
Yep.
Long time. And, yeah, we're into saving tractor axles. Cause
yeah,
and here's the thing. Around here, like we talked about this tonight before we got on, I got a lot of clay here. If a woodchuck got dropped off on a tour bus and they were like, here you go, this is all yours, that motherfucker going to go out there and dig 2 little scratches and be like, nope, I'm out. Because when it's dry, it's like concrete. And when it's wet, it's useless. And I do not have the ground for woodchucks. The only place I can shoot them is around the barns.
That's why they're digging out the gravel underneath my shop floor, all the fill.
Mine too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got one in the. He's there because I was in the shop the other day and I could hear him chirping underneath there.
One year I took, I tried to coax him out, and I don't know how he made it. But you know those, it's like a mini mortar we used to get for 4th of July.
Yeah,
what are they, like a 2-inch
2-inch
mortar?
or small.
Wow.
Oh, no.
Oh, man, this was funny. I got the video on my phone. I'll show you guys. It was funny. So I took one of those things. I lit it, threw it down a hole, and put a cinder block over the hole. Well, I knew where the exit hole was. And I was sitting at the exit hole with my 1022 Ruger waiting to mag dump on this thing when it finally wandered out. The only thing it did was blow a line of gravel out from underneath the floor. I thought for sure I broke my shot for it.
We did one with a water hose once under a pool house. That was funny. And then covered the exit with a big flat rock, and then the water's filling up. Sort of guy we do a bunch of work for. Anyways, you see the rocks start to move, like lift up. And I'm like, here, Junior was with me. I'm like, here you go, Junior, it's your chance. So he's on one side. It's like 22 crossfire. Like I'm on one side, he's on the other, just rocks lifting up. And we got him. So the stupid thing, the woodchuck runs out. We both didn't shoot because it was so fast. He flips that rock out of the way, and this woodchuck starts tearing across this guy's lawn, right? So Junior shoots at it, of course, he misses. So I have my lever action Henry, and I tell you what, I was like John Wayne.
Yeah.
And I was like, pow, 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 pow. And I'm just pulling and squeezing at the same time. And I roll that woodchuck up with that thing. He's like, I can't believe you hit that. And I'm like, well, it holds 16 shots or whatever, 13 in the tube.
15, he finally rolled.
Yeah. But we're not even talking far. We're talking like 40 yards.
Yeah, well, you had to zero in.
Yeah, right. But I'm free.
Figure out the lead.
And that's the great thing about them little 22s and doing that is you freehand shoot everything.
Yep.
And it's great for your trigger pull. And so, like I was saying, like Tony, I told Tony to go out and do this. And he did it the first year, and he shot like 30 woodchucks. And he goes, you're 100% right. When I went out to coyote hunt, like I felt so much more comfortable because, and it's trigger time, man. Yeah. You got to practice. It doesn't matter. I mean, targets are fun and all that, but when you get at something that moves and you don't know how it's going to react, like a target is just there.
Right.
Okay, so woodchucks, man. If you got nothing to do, go shoot woodchucks.
I have a crazy woodchuck story.
Oh, yeah?
So my great-grandfather was a big-time gardener when he was alive. Hated woodchucks.
Yeah, because they dig everything.
They'd eat
You're
everything.
Irish. Was his name Mr. McGregor?
No.
Oh, okay.
And those were rabbits.
Comedy night. It's comedy night here at One Predator. We're feeling a little silly.
So my cousin and I went over, at the time, my great-grandfather and great-grandmother were renting a trailer that my dad owned. And
Wait, he charged some rent?
I'm sure it wasn't anything.
Sorry, Jeff.
Yeah, I mean, this is also like 25 years ago. So
I'm just being alive.
So my cousin and I go there, and he's like, "Hey, you guys want to go get a woodchuck with me?" We're like, "Yeah." So we go up into the woods and we get sticks, and so you gotta get sticks. So we get sticks with a Y on the end of it. Mm-hmm. All right, a few feet long with a little Y on the end. Snap it off. So there's only like 4 inches on each side of the Y. And he grabs a shovel, and we go down into the field. And he's like, all right, the hole's right here. He goes in the exit hole. I think it's over there. So we have a shovel with us, and we start digging. And we dig and dig and dig and dig, and we're following the tunnel, right? And we get to one point, and you can see the thing. And you take that stick with the Y, and you
Pin it to the ground.
And then my great-grandfather takes another stick and starts whacking this thing until it's dead. He hated woodchucks.
He couldn't borrow a rifle?
I don't know. That's how he did it. That's how he wanted to do it.
Well, our grandfather did it with fertilizer and diesel fuel. So, I mean, it was different, I guess.
I don't know. I'll never forget. Who was it? I think it was me and your brother. You know those little, like, compound bows that you buy kids?
Yeah.
With the wooden arrows?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Have you ever seen a woodchuck climb a tree before?
No.
Well,
Yes.
They are climbers. This
they
thing
can.
climbed a tree over to Josh's. Okay. And it was up in the crotch of a tree. We had one arrow left, and I grabbed the bow. I was like, let me show you. And I shot this thing Texas heart shot style. The arrow went right up its what. It was hanging out, and this thing was up there growling and snarling up in the tree.
Oh, my God.
I'll tell you. I was just a young man back then, but I had nightmares about that thing.
To Ellie, this was last summer, I was baling hay or something, and the wife's calling me and texting me, and I stopped, shut the baler off. I'm like, what is going on? What is the problem? She goes, there's a woodchuck in the tree behind the house. I'm like, huh?
Yeah.
I'm like, number one, what? Number two, who cares?
Yeah.
Ellie had gone out, my dog, and chased and treed this thing. And it was stuck there, dude. It couldn't come down.
Oh, no.
So I get done, and I come home, and she goes, babe, it's still out there. And I'm like, all right. So I grab a rifle, and I go out there. And you know what? I felt so bad for the stupid thing that it was a small tree, like a little sapling, and I literally bent the tree over. This was right back here. I bent the tree over and let it jump out, and it ran down in the brickyard, but I let it go. I didn't even shoot it. I felt so bad for it. Dog traumatized it.
So much it climbed a tree.
Yeah. They can climb.
Oh, yeah.
I never knew that.
I saw it firsthand, man. I saw it firsthand. Picked him right off out of the tree with a wooden arrow. A little silver tip on it.
But so that gun you won in the raffle, you got to put something on it?
That's... It's going to be my boy's gun. It's
Yeah.
gonna be his first rifle, yeah.
Well, it's a good rifle for him.
Yeah.
What's that chambered in?
243.
It's a 243,
Perfect.
but it's like a
It's a lower end Mossberg.
Yeah.
It's Patriot. Nothing fancy about it.
right.
But, you know.
Well, we got to put glass on it. He's got to shoot it.
Yeah, I know. What I was thinking of doing was taking
Your Barska?
my Vortex off the 6.5.
We can buy him a cheaper scope. I wouldn't take that off. Why? Unless you're going to get something nicer for that.
Well, yeah, that's what the plan was.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I guess that
Gotta
does make
find 'em.
sense.
The boy's got to start where everybody else starts. You got to give him a Tasco scope.
Oh my god!
Tasco.
One power.
With a 25 mil objective.
Oh my god! We shot so much stuff with them, and they're junk.
Josh, did you see the scope on my deer hunting rifle?
No.
Oh yeah, buddy. I'm Tasco for life. I've had that scope for 20 years.
Says Kmart.
Did
Closed.
they make those?
Oh no,
They still make those?
I bought that thing from Walmart probably about 20 years ago when Walmart first moved in down here in Hudson.
The first Walmart.
Yeah, the first Walmart. Yeah, absolutely, man. That's where I've been at.
We're going to look this up. I'm going to go on Amazon and see if we can get a Tasco
I don't
scope.
even know if they make Tasco anymore. Is that even a thing?
I don't know. I'm looking it up right now. Oh, there's a bunch of searches for it. Oh, yeah.
They still make scopes.
Well, no, this is... No.
I didn't think
This is
so.
let's see, a True Glow, Osprey Global, ATN. Oh, no, right there. $50.
I think that's pretty much what I paid for the scope on there.
It says
20 years ago.
World class, 3 to 9 by
Yes!
40.
Yes, that's the one. That's the one, man. I'll tell you, man.
Let's see, 9 to 32. Or no, a 3 to 9 by 32. 4 to 12 by 40. No, they still make them.
I'm telling you, I've done some long shots with that particular scope. I mean, it's
Yeah. No, I mean,
Would you look it up? You
Yeah,
got
yeah.
it?
Oh, yeah.
How
Amazon.
much is it?
Anywhere from like $50 and up. Oh wait, here we go. This is the one.
I remember buying a
No,
scope for
this
50
is-
and be like, wow.
This is a rim fire, so it probably wouldn't be that great. Probably
Yeah.
wouldn't work on the 243. It's a 4 by 15 millimeter,
What?
a 15 mil objective.
That's small.
true. That's
Won't let in
pellet gun.
any light.
I'll tell you what, the 243 that I have that I actually went coyote hunt my first time with, that came with a Simmons scope on it.
Oh yeah.
That was a Walmart gun, and it's got adjustable eye relief on it, but for such a throwaway scope, man,
Yeah.
I'll tell you that thing is better than my Tasco.
Well, my 17 that I have,
Yeah.
that's a Walmart gun.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then I put the Barska on it.
scope costs more than a gun.
How much were those Barskas? like 75, 50,
Yeah,
75 bucks.
I think the one I put on my deer rifle was $100.
$100. The no, the rifle. I think I paid $150 for that rifle.
You want a cold one?
Oh, you got a cold one?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Right on.
Cold Diet Pepsi.
Yeah.
All right.
Just trying to be responsible.
Hey.
I'm being responsible.
Okay.
I'm being irresponsible, but I don't have to go.
You ain't going anywhere. Yeah. No. The Barska.
Everybody laughs.
It's a decent scope. It
Honestly,
works.
I'd hate to say it, but I mean, I've shot so many deer with that Tasco scope over the years.
I think
that
the old 22 scopes were Tasco, the little tiny ones.
No. Oh man, I can't remember what.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
The
I
little
can't
tiny
remember
ones.
what we've always had.
Like
on
you
our
got to be a mouse to
1022s.
look through it. It's like
We've always had 9-power scopes on our 1022s for reasons that we don't want to say. But,
woodchucks.
Yes. Lots of
woodchucks.
woodchucks.
You want to be able to
Where's
zoom
that?
right in and see them when you're shooting.
Yeah. No. The Barska's $100.
My Barska, like I said, it was $100.
I have to find it. I was thinking about. I mean, the way I'm looking at it is right now I'm walking around with I don't know $5,000-$6,000 scope on a coyote gun.
Yeah.
That doesn't feed my family.
Yeah. Okay. So we were talking about this. Like Pierre brought
And then
it up
I'm
last time.
out there deer hunting with a $50 scope
Yeah.
that I'm relying on shooting 400 or 500 freaking yards across the county.
I mean, I would go out with my coyote gun and plug a deer all day long.
Well, I would, but
Well, I've
my
sent you guys
243.
videos from, just doing reconnaissance
Yeah.
pre-season,
Creeping on 'em.
Yeah, with my
Yeah, because now we have a scope that records. It's like, wow.
yeah, it's
Big time.
it's fun. It's
Yeah.
it's good to go back, watch it again.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, that's all I've been doing.
Yeah, you can't shoot them, so you're just watching
I
yourself
just
shoot them.
so I'll be laying in bed and she's like, "What are you watching?" I'm like, "Well, just shooting videos from
Yeah.
us from season, and not even all mine necessarily. Yours
Yep.
and Rusty's and his. I have a few of his that he sent me, and
Yeah, you
just
gotta send those to me, and I can put them on YouTube.
reminiscing. Like we were talking about that one as 223 that he shot that woodchuck with tonight. It's super loud.
Yeah.
And it's a 20-inch barrel. I have one too.
That was the AR.
Yes,
Yeah.
with the long barrel.
Yeah, with the long barrel.
Yeah,
I don't
so
know
like
what-
mine.
Why
and
it
he's
would
like,
make a
"Why are they
difference?"
so loud?" I'm like, "Here's a video of mine of when I shot off the bait pile, and it sounds like this Enterprise shooting photon torpedoes."
Yeah. Oh man. Well,
Boom,
you know,
woof,
it's funny.
you know,
Yeah.
it's like huge.
So I shot
don't
it
know
off
why.
the back deck of the house
from a safe distance.
from a safe distance, and
It's your house.
the ringing
Doesn't matter.
in my ears was drowned out by the ringing of the big giant propane tank underneath the deck. That just the percussion made the propane tank ring like
All
a
right.
bell.
Well,
I
because
believe
we
it.
went out for dinner tonight, and he's
I
in
couldn't
the
hear
truck. I had the window cracked, and we're just talking. He goes, "Man, it sounds like you're talking into the solo cup stuck to my head." I'm like, "All right, I roll windows up." Like I've been there. I know exactly what you're talking
I'm still
about.
ringing right now.
Yeah.
I'm still ringing right now. I mean, we've got headphones on to amplify everything.
But you
and-
see, and that's the crutch now. So we use them headset. Well, it's not really a crutch, okay?
No, it's-
but like we use them head. So when you shoot without them, you're like, what the? Now and kids don't do this. Always shoot with ear protection.
Yes.
Because now we're deaf because of it.
What?
That and getting screamed at by our old man, our fathers all the time.
Oh, well, that's selective hearing.
Yeah. So, but like he shoots that woodchuck tonight with no ear protection, and he's like,
man.
what?
I'll tell you, rang my bell, and I was on the phone with my father shortly after, and he's talking to me. He's like, "What's wrong with you?" I was like, "I can't hear you." He's like, "What, is your phone messing up?" I'm like, "No, you're coming through the speakers on the truck." But I was like, "I shot a woodchuck," and I was like, "The damn thing rang my bell." He's like, "You dumbass."
Those
kid.
are phone Those are phone calls.
You know, my father, he's on the other side. He's laughing at me, and I'm like, it's not funny. He's like, well,
I can hear him. You did what?
he goes, I hope you don't have permanent damage. He's like, did you hit him? I was like, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I got video.
All right, so how many woodchucks you got so far this year? Just one?
Oh, that was... There's going to be more.
Okay.
Because,
you got... So one today. I don't have any yet.
Tony, wow, I'm in the lead.
Yeah, Tony's at like 3 or 4. I forget.
Oh, man.
Oh, jeez.
Well,
So what you're saying is we got to get out and start hunting chucks.
Yeah, Sundays.
I'll tell you, that's when the third.
Where are we going?
I don't know. I don't have. They're not going to dig around here.
No.
Yeah,
But we've messed around with it. So like using the collar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The whistle, the prairie
the
dog
chirp.
whistle.
The prairie dog call.
Yeah.
Yeah. They for some reason that gets them all excited.
Yeah.
Last year on the Predator pages on Facebook, some guy was like, "Listen, you guys take your collars, do the prairie dog." He says they come right out. No, and I was like, "No."
I tried it and it worked.
and it did work.
It did work.
Oh, there's still a dead one in my backyard.
Well, Rick, if you're listening
Experiment
from
on.
Lucky Duck,
I
you
might,
need more woodchuck calls, Rick.
I have to check the Ecotech. I might have prairie dog on there.
I have it on the Lucky Duck for sure.
Yeah.
And on the Primos does have one.
Yeah. Nice.
I don't know.
We
I
could
feel-
try it.
I feel a super revolt in my future for 2024
They're
season.
so sexy.
Yeah.
Hey, you know,
they have that. I was looking at them.
Of course you were.
I don't. Not that I'm getting one.
Right.
But I was just looking at it. It's got a taller tripod.
Yeah.
A little more robust. It's got
Yeah,
the
because the
backlit.
tripods
it
they
was
have
last.
on the Revolts now. I mean, the Revolts are awesome.
I
Don't get
wanna-
me wrong, but the tripod in which they sit on.
Well, when the ground is wet or snow, tripod, yes. But I feel
But
like
you got to be careful because you can pull that thing up and the tripod will stay behind.
right.
Well, that's why
That happened to you
ended up
and you.
going
Yes,
for a
with
2-mile
yours.
walk one time.
Right.
To look for it.
But like if the
Snowstorm.
ground is froze, guys, like I've been running it without it and fine.
Yeah.
Well, I like to be able
It
to
still
rotate the
works.
call.
Yeah,
though.
I mean it does, but the sound. It's like when last season or beginning of this season, you were like we put the call out and we were just get down range of it and listen to it. It's loud,
Yeah.
like even at low volumes, and these things can hear, guys. So
Oh, yeah.
don't like
They
blow
say
them out.
they say about 4 times better than what we can hear,
Right,
which is
Just that-
probably about 6 or 8 times better than the 3 of us can hear.
Right.
So
well, they rely on their senses so much to survive. You know,
Yeah.
we come home and dinner's made. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, they don't have that. You know, so
yeah.
But I'm thinking for 24 season.
really,
Super Revolt.
Yours is
Super
new
Revolt.
though. You're
Well, it had an accident.
mine's pretty beat up.
Yeah. The antenna's ripped off both the collar and yeah.
You look at
hell
not,
did you do?
Well,
I don't know what happened.
dude, mine. So like I
don't know
don't
what
ever
happened.
look at my. The only time I look at my calls when I plug it in when we get home.
Yeah.
And then when I put it back in the bag, and I don't really look at it because I'm either rushing to go to bed or rushing to get the stuff in the truck.
You got to go for
So
another
like,
stand.
right. So like when we, stopped, now, and I pulled it out of the bag the other day and charged it, and then I'm looking at it's beat.
Yeah.
It looks like it got thrown out of a pickup window.
Yeah, well, it probably has.
No. It's gonna
Yeah,
be mounted permanent. We're gonna have a PA system on the Hummer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have an H1 Hummer for Kyle Hunt. It's
Yep,
gonna
with
happen.
with one of those thermal scanners mounted
Yep,
to the roof.
it's gonna happen. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but
Hey, bank.
if I didn't have a truck payment right now,
Yeah, right.
there'd be a one Predator Hummer here because I want one,
Yeah.
and with the thermal scanner on the top, for sure. Just so like, how many times have we rode up to a field and that's where you spook them?
Mm-hmm.
Like we were just talking about tonight earlier too. You get to one of your spots and they're out there and you stop and you're looking and you're fumbling around. Don't do that. Drive past it. Walk
Yeah.
back.
Really?
Get your
I've
stuff.
never seen you do that.
No, it's
I've
new-
seen
it's new
truck
to
doors
this year.
fly
Yeah,
open,
new-
tailgates get ripped off.
Yeah,
gonna be
we were after some numbers this year
gonna
because
be
of
a-
Steve.
It's going to
It's
be
all
a
his
new
fault.
tactic for next year.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, it was like young and dumb, back then. But now, we drive past,
Yep.
find a spot, park, come back, walk quiet. They'll stay out there. a lot of them now, they see it like on our spots. They see my tail lights and they're like, "Nope,
Yep, no.
bye."
I know what's going on here.
Yeah, it's about to go down. And running that bolt gun for a season, I kind of feel like I behaved a little better than with my
Yeah,
semi.
you can't shoot 10 rounds.
I can.
Well,
It
you
takes
can.
longer.
It just takes a
Yeah, the
few
gun doesn't
seconds
hold
longer.
10 now. He's got to reload the clip.
Yeah, I mean, it's just you got to be a little more skill to it. That's all. But I mean,
I think it
it's-
makes you a better shooter.
Well, I just think that I'm more focused on the end game.
Yeah.
Where it's, back then I was like, "Oh, Kyle, you got to shoot it. You got to shoot it now." No,
No.
you have time. We've said this before.
Yep.
When they're coming in, it looks like it's minutes, like 10 minutes. You're watching a dog running. It's not, man.
No.
You have time. Slow down. Take your time. Be smart. Don't be dumb. Because a lot of times, I mean, we see
Rush the
one.
shot.
Yeah, you rush a shot. You miss. I got a bunch of them on there. I rushed. That's because we started getting towards the end, and mine and Steve's numbers were so close.
Yes.
And he was just in my head, man.
Uh-huh.
And that won't ever happen again either. And I just, like, stupid stuff. Just, like, one I shot, and I can physically see me pull it because I jerked it so bad. And, well, it kind of jumped me, too. It came out pretty close. Like, I heard the dog in the next field, and I knew it was going to possibly come from there, but I rushed it, and it was stupid. And
Yeah, it happens.
It seems like everything I shot this year was on a run, though. A couple of them were a standstill shot, but I'll tell you, I pulled some feathers this year where I was
you did a
amazed
lot
I
of
had-
center mass shooting, and hitting them things straight on's hard.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says. Now your target rate. You watch any of these guys and shoot coyotes. They always wait for them to turn.
No, as soon as I see them stop,
Yeah, as soon as they check up.
And I mean, you can shoot. You're a good shot. So I mean, like I've missed them center, shot under him, next to him.
See, two
Josh
of
shot
them-
one while it was hopping.
Yeah, two of mine were running shots. The one was running away, one was running at me. I'm trying to think. The first one I shot was dead straight on, looking right at us.
Yep.
You were kneeling on the ground, trying to put your gun away, and the call. Or no, that was my call. I had gone out to get the call.
Yep.
And, you're like, hey, there's one in the field, one in the
Field.
field.
Shoot it.
And didn't see it, and then I found it and right in the chest.
Yeah, it's tough talking about this.
Folding them
I'm
right up.
having withdrawals right now.
oh man,
I can't help it. You try to, and like I can't, like the new guys that come into it, like I feel bad for you.
Yeah.
Like we've been through it, so it's a little easier, but it's still really hard.
So one of my coworkers listens to the podcast.
Is that the one that sent me a friend request? What's his name? Just give me his first name.
Scott.
Yes, I think it is.
Okay. Yep. He
I
listens.
think I talked to him before.
He listens. Yeah. We play Xbox together.
Yeah, that's right.
Right. So he called me the other day on my way home. He's like, hey, I finished the last episode. I go, all right, cool. He goes, no, you guys are getting really good. He's enjoying it, listening. And he's like, makes me want to get into it. I go, well, I can steer you in all the terrible directions.
That's it. Just tell them what gauge needle to use. and
Well, here's the
let's
thing.
get this party started.
And me and Cousin Chip talked about this tonight. It's like, I don't care who wants to go or maybe wants to hunt with us, but you got to come up with spots, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not
Well, he lives way south of us.
Perfect. Let's migrate.
Well, I mean, it would be handy. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, if you bring
Hey,
spots, like, I'll go. I'll
Yeah.
call for you.
Hey,
Yep.
I'm still interested in tackling other states.
Yeah,
I
well, we talked about that tonight,
want to
too.
get into the hog hunting.
Hogs would be fun.
Maybe meet some guys that do it on a regular basis to pick their brain and kind of learn the trade. Next thing you know, we'll be moving out of state. Anything's better in New York.
Yeah,
Anyway.
right. Texas, man.
Keep coming up. Well, speaking of dumb new laws in New York State,
Why? What happened now?
oh, the thing I sent you the other day.
I don't
So
remember.
they Wolves are slowly moving
Oh,
back in.
yeah.
I told
here
you
we
about that.
go.
That was on the news.
So yeah, a guy at work told me about it. Sent me the article. I sent it to
I am
Carl.
not tagging coyotes.
So yeah, wolves are slowly moving back into. I think this is going to be more of an up north thing.
What do you think? Of course they're going to happen.
Well,
They're going to migrate.
Yeah.
Coyotes go hundreds of miles.
yeah, it's been documented that
Right.
like a guy put a collar on one when trapped one.
Right.
Put a collar on it,
That'd be fun
and it
to
got
do.
killed like 110 or 115 miles away from where to put a collar on it.
Well, then you get the guys that talk about coy wolves and stuff. That stuff does not exist.
I don't know anything about it.
And
Anyway,
you see
so,
all these things about that stuff. But
Yeah.
finish your story. I'll
So
get into
New
mine.
York State is in the process of making more legislation about hunting that if you shoot a coyote, you got to tag it.
If it's over 50.
Well,
No, if it's over 50, they want to do DNA testing.
yes, you have to get a DNA test on it. And then the DEC has the option to put an order of protection on that area. So you can't hunt it anymore.
What?
Yes.
No.
Because if there's wolves there,
No.
if
I
it
don't
comes
think-
back as a wolf, they can put an order of protection on that area and you can't hunt it anymore because wolves are federally protected.
Gee, I wonder what they'll charge for the tags.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, do you want quick ones or you want to wait for them? Because the fast ones,
Kind of makes you wonder where that money goes. What Governor Horseface is going to do with it.
we were talking about, she flies the chopper, man. She don't drive nowhere. She
Oh,
flew over
that's
the farm
it.
today.
Well, the previous guy did the same thing.
Yeah, I know.
So what you're telling me is
we buy a lot of
New
jet
York's
fuel.
Jet
got
fuel's
sanctuary
expensive.
cities, right? So now they're going to have sanctuary cities for coyotes too.
Well, wolves, not
Oh,
coyotes.
wolves. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Sanctuary fields.
Everybody,
Oh, sanctuary fields.
this argument, and people can tell me I'm a liar, and I don't really care either way. The most wildest place in the country is Yellowstone. Okay, you're talking a huge area, thousands of acres, untouched,
Yeah.
left to alone to do whatever happened. I mean, they introduced different species, brought bison back, and this and that. But okay, so the bison, obviously went extinct. You didn't see
Well,
them
they didn't go stink. They went endangered.
endangered, but whatever. So, but you didn't see bison breaking into cow fences, mating with them.
No.
Okay. So everybody talks about coy wolves and how the coyotes and the wolves mated.
No, they're in competition with
They
each
are
other.
the biggest. If you watch, there's documented stuff.
I did. I've watched a bunch of it on the old YouTuber.
Right. And they are enemies.
Oh, yeah.
They hate each other.
Yeah,
Sure.
absolutely.
So they did not breed.
Competing for territory.
Right.
and food.
There's no way. Everybody's like, oh, coy wolves. No. Wrong. All you're seeing is a big coyote.
Right.
Coyotes and wolves are enemies. Now, in the most natural place in the continental U.S., they hate each other. Coyotes were already there. They brought wolves back. And what'd they do? They started fighting and killing each other.
Yeah,
They
sure.
did not breed with each other. It's bullshit. I don't. And there's so many posts about that. Now, the wolf thing, I did see. There was a couple of them. Like, you brought that up. You had sent that out in the group, and then I had saw one got shot in Michigan. Was it Michigan or something?
I don't
or
know.
Wisconsin, something. And it was the guy remember I told you guys he was posting pictures of it on his Facebook, and he called Guinness World Records because he was like, I shot an 80-pound coyote, and I want to be, in the record books. So they show up with a biologist.
You know that costs you like $15,000 or $20,000 to get in that book.
He literally, they took it. He shot
It's a lot of money just to say, hey,
Yeah.
here's my
Well, he
five-
did. He shot a Canadian wolf.
Yeah,
I'm
Okay.
just wondering how many people actually go in the book. Who shot the biggest coyote?
I don't.
Laptop it.
Is there any?
Let's see.
But just for,
Just
shits
ask
and
Google.
giggles. Just
I'm gonna Google it.
But this guy, so he put it all over Facebook that he shot an 80-pound coyote. Well, listen, maybe he didn't hunt coyotes a long time like us. If I shot a dog that was 80 pounds, one, I'm going to check it for a collar. Two, I'm going to check it for a chip because for some reason somebody's,
German Shepherd,
got
Saint Bernard.
loose, whatever. Three, there's no such thing as an 80-pound coyote. It is, unless that thing lives. I don't know.
I don't know. Josh's eyes just got big.
Unless it lives in the back of a KFC. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way, bro.
All right.
Tell me.
So
What does Google say?
the Google says the largest coyote on record was a male killed near Afton, Wyoming on November 19th, 1937.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. Which measured
How much? How much did it weigh?
measured 4'11" from nose to tail,
Okay.
and
that's not
weighed-
crazy.
75 pounds.
Probably a wolf. Do you have a picture of it?
This is from 1937.
Exactly.
I
So,
want to see video, or it didn't happen.
we have pictures.
pull that guy's SD card. I want to see it.
That was probably a wolf. Wyoming?
Wyoming in the
Absolutely.
30s.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. The
They
30s,
didn't-
that was wild country back
Right.
then. I mean,
That could be wolves.
Wyoming is still wild country.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's that could be that's a wolf, man. That's somebody whoever wrote that article is an idiot because there's no way. We've shot coyotes that are super small in the middle of the season that almost look like babies,
Yeah.
but they're not. And then we've shot coyotes that are super
but you
big.
got to also figure the territory they're running and how, like, we get bad winters here. You know what I mean? Food becomes scarce. That affects growth.
Yeah, Wyoming probably gets pretty brutal.
No.
I've never been there, so if anybody's from there and
mind.
wants us to shoot coyotes, we'll come.
Yeah, let's come check it out.
We're trying to branch out.
I don't need much space to sleep.
Nah, me
Front
neither.
seat of the truck. You
Yeah.
can fall asleep in the front seat of the truck. On the
I can
way
nap
home.
in there for days
Where's this?
in a truck.
Oh, in the truck? Who's driving?
I'm steal the old
No,
man's
we're gonna
camper.
put your new truck to work.
No,
No, we ain't taking that thing that far.
no. I already told Dad because we got a new listener and I don't know
North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, one of them's my buddy who I went to school with, but his neighbor listens now, and he's like, "Oh," so I'm on the phone with my buddy, and then he jumps on. It's on speakerphone.
Yeah.
And he's like, "You guys need to come down here. Coyotes and pigs are all year round. You can shoot all you want. I'll take you places."
I know.
And
I
I'm
wanna
like,
go.
"Man, if I didn't have a farm,
Yeah, right. What are you doing the last week of June? 'Cause I'm on
Hey,
I'm on
Yeah.
vacation that week.
Yeah,
No.
I'm hoping that my first cutting will be done.
last week in June, yes, he's
I mean,
he's
I
spot
stopped,
on."
I stopped booking carpentry work, so hopefully this year.
Well,
I can just
that's
knock
so.
it out.
Yeah.
What I like to do is get done the last week of June, and then I usually take the kids up north or something, go on vacation for a couple. It's literally like 5 days or 4 days.
Yeah.
That's it.
Until you hit the reset button and start all over again.
Yeah. Usually in May, I'm like, oh, I can't wait to get out there, and then by August, I'm like, I am done. I cannot wait to park this stuff. I just want to go and shoot coyotes.
Yeah, I know.
Because then we're waiting for October. We're all getting itchy. September comes around. We're shooting guns.
We're screaming out the tractor at the coyotes running
that-
around the field that
yeah.
we're coming for them.
Yeah, Rusty did that today.
I'll
Did you
tell
see that video? He's
Yeah.
like, see you in October.
Yeah, right. We're only
That video that I did where I was yelling at Red Dog out in the middle of the field.
I
Oh,
showed
that's
that to our
true, yeah.
fur girl.
That
the
was
other day. She
hilarious.
was laughing.
That was hilarious. I'm sitting there and Josh is just rolling out of bed trying to find his socks, and he was like, "I'm on my way." I'm like, it's not season yet, and I told him, I was like, 60 more days and you're mine.
Yeah, I picked that fox up last weekend. I was like, and I was talking to our fur girl, which, I probably should have called her earlier. She probably would have came over today and got on, but I was like, look at this video because she knows Chip,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
and
She knows I'm well crazy.
right. She's laughing. I'm like, you don't realize how obsessed we are. And then she starts pulling. Well, that's what I was telling you guys. She pulled them dogs that we had shot early off, and the coats. She had them tanned.
Yeah.
So the coats are super nice. The tails are nice. They're not thick. And she's like, well, because she's doing my blonde one.
Yeah.
She's like, we could do a double with them fighting. I'm like, this is why we can't hang out. Like
Oh man!
and I'm like,
She's like, show me the money.
I'm looking at this coyote, and I'm like, it's a really nice dark, got black on its top. I'm pretty sure
That dog that I shot that had it was black and red. The
Yeah.
one I brought here.
Yeah.
I wish I had that one done. That was a beautiful dog.
Both my blondes should be back. So, which I didn't tell you, everything that we shot and had tanned.
Mm-hmm.
Well, your skull's not. All the skulls come back. He keeps them. Her boy keeps them all and bleaches them.
Yeah.
So we can get skulls from everything. But so yours isn't done. I checked on it when I was over there Sunday. Mine's not done either.
Which I don't know.
Your bobcat,
Oh,
even with no jaw,
they kept the bobcat.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, she's told me it's not because
It's
I
got no
don't
lower
have a
jaw.
So
I'd
have,
be interested to see if there's any fragmentation through the top.
No,
of
it did. There's nothing. It just blew the bottom jaw off. The top of it was fine.
Yeah.
Josh, that was a hell of a shot.
Thank you.
Lights out.
Done.
The video is priceless.
Yeah.
It's like eyeballs. I'm like, you better shoot this thing. It's looking at us, and it's like, lights out. Bye. And you can see like the steam, like it, a little bit of heat come off, and it kind of steamed up in the scope, and I was like, oh yeah, he's dead.
Well,
But all the skulls are there. So.
You can see it better in your video.
Yeah.
The like.
Yeah, because you don't see all
Right.
the expended powder and
Yeah.
everything.
But the skulls are. I'm taking more. So I already have a bobcat now. The one that's mounted upstairs, I have the skull from. And then a lot of the stuff that we sent over, we dropped to her, though, she tanned it all and had it.
Oh yeah. Good.
Yeah, because, she sells them. She's
Good.
like, if you
No,
want it, you can have it. But
If she's gonna make some money off
right.
of it, then
That's what I told
so
her. I
be
was
it.
like, that's why we give them to you. You
Yeah.
know? At one point, there was a lot of coyotes there.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
She's still skinning.
Oof.
Oof.
She's
Is
got.
she freezing them? And
Yeah.
I was
Okay.
going to say, there's no way
But-
these things.
No,
no way these things are laying around in
They-
a pile.
they-
Every
60,
time
70 degree days.
I've been there, she's skinning and salting something, and
They stink already when you
and
shoot them.
they still stink in the freezer. But she's freezing them. And here's the thing: you know about skinning deer and stuff.
Yeah.
Once something freezes and you try to skin it, it's 3 times as hard. So that's even a deer. So a coyote, when it's
Which is
warm,
hard
can be
to
a pain.
skin in the first
Right.
place.
So now that they're frozen, I'm like, man, you are one tough woman. Like, I would not even bother with that stuff. But, that's what she does.
Nice.
And there's a ton of fur over there.
Yeah.
But it's not even, it's not even just us. There's lots of guys that bring stuff there.
Yeah.
So she did all right. But then she's talking about making a double set with mine and this one. And I'm like, I got to get out of here. Because it's a fantastic idea.
Yeah. Yeah. Where are you gonna put it?
Right.
I'd love to have a bobcat and a coyote,
Right.
like sparring it off.
I want to catch
Wonder what that mount would cost.
Well, I mean, she's very reasonable with her prices.
Yeah.
And she does outstanding. There was a bear. She was doing a bear, and the day I was there, I was there a week before, and the bear had just come back. So she was putting the clay on the face and filling the face out with the
everything
mold.
ready. Yeah.
And then when I was there Sunday, the bear is done. She's just got to paint him, his nose and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And she was sewing up a deer. This buck was shot. You don't see a buck. It was shot in Connecticut, and palmated and massive and kickers. I mean, just super big, super heavy. And I walk in there, and I'm like, well, that wasn't shot here. And she laughed because I'm like, if that deer was around here, somebody hit that with a pickup in the middle of the field. This thing was huge.
Kind of like being in a rabbit tournament and aiming for squirrels crossing the road.
Right. Who would do that? But
Not shooting them with
No.
the truck.
yeah.
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 But
some people go with like a 35 green.
Other people go
Other
for
people go with
265, 85.
2500 HD. I mean,
That was funny. And she's sewing this deer up, and they did like a shoulder mount with like a quarter turn.
Yeah.
And it was a mechanical broadhead, so like ones that open up.
Yeah.
That friggin' hole that broadhead made, I swear to God, it was the size of an apple. And I'm watching her. So we're talking while she's sewing and combing the fur out. And you couldn't even tell.
No. Nice.
You could not. The only thing you could tell is she was showing me you peel it back and you'll see like the fur where it's cut, like somebody took scissors and cut it.
Yep.
That's from the broadhead.
Yeah.
You know, the razor on the broadhead cuts it. That's hard to hide. But she was like sewing this thing back together and combing it over, and you couldn't even tell. But that freaking hole I was like, what did he hit it with?
Cannonball.
Right. It was huge, but it was those mechanical broadheads.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
we
they
got to see if we can get her on here one
They
day.
expand pretty good.
Well, she works a lot. She told me she likes her sleep.
Oh yeah, she's
Because I told her, I said, you got to get out hunting with us next year. And she's like, I used to do that all night stuff. I don't know, you know. And it's not for everyone,
No.
you know.
Yep, not for me.
Yeah. Well, you get out sometimes.
Yeah,
all
I'm
night.
old. I go out and the whole time.
Well,
I'm
I would
out,
go out earlier, but my children.
No, the whole
yeah.
time I'm out there, I'm thinking about CJ making pancakes. How come we don't have a Denny's in Columbia
we
County?
need a Denny's in Columbia County.
I mean, it's like,
we will pack that with Kyle hunters.
why is Dunkin' Donuts closed already?
Yeah.
They closed like 8 o'clock.
I
So
know,
stupid.
That's what I'm saying.
We don't have a 24-hour McDonald's. We don't have nothing.
No.
The only thing we have is the Canaan truck stop where we got
Oh man,
all many of those
that was
burritos.
the best heartburn I've ever had at 2:00 in the morning.
The next day sucked.
Yep.
I think we all called each other too. We're like, oh, I think our guts. are
I was,
dying.
was
man,
not
I
there
was
that night.
regurgitating that thing for 48 hours afterwards.
kept tasting. I didn't eat for days after that
It
thing.
was delicious.
Oh, we were so
that
hungry.
girl, that girl, I went in there, I saw those burritos sitting there, and she's like, "Would you like one?" And I said, oh, please.
We're not sponsored, but shout out to Loves.
Truck stops.
You guys,
Absolutely. You guys
outstanding
rock.
job.
What's that place down south that we stopped to that one night of the tournament?
Oh God, I don't know which one you're talking
We were
about.
leaving the south area that we hunt, and we were heading west. And there was that one gas station. It was like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my God.
The place was huge.
That's the new place.
Oh, the all natural place.
yeah, all town.
All town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we roll in there and like
Starving.
starving. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning, full
Right.
camo, boom.
Full camel. Guys like, you guys hunting? No, we're going to a dance party. With muck boots and camo on and chest packs and thermals.
Oh yeah.
No, but we housed that, dude. We were so. I remember that. I was hungry.
Yeah, we were
But it was like
starving.
3:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
I mean, we had gone
that was
for a circle.
Saturday night, so we started early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I go out early, like
I think we started at like 6 o'clock that night.
Monday through Wednesday. Like I'll try and get out. I like to spend time with the kids. That's the problem because I end up working late, and
It's
then
it's not a problem.
Well, no, it's not a problem. But
It's only a problem when you want to go hunting and they won't go to bed.
yeah, like tonight, you guys were down here setting up, and my daughter, she's like, "Dad, there's people in our house," and I'm like, "I know." She goes, "Who is it?" I said, "It's just Josh and Uncle Chip is here." She goes, "He is? Let me listen. I can't tell if that's his voice." I'm like, "Eva, go to bed."
How could she not tell? I'm loud as hell.
Well, she was. Bubby was.
you were yelling when you saw the TV.
I let him
over
stay up
Oh,
late.
wow. Did you see the size of that TV?
It was on sale.
I kind of
guys.
want to sit here and like hook my phone up, mirror to it, so I can watch all of our coyote shots this year.
Oh, there you go.
That's actually an outstanding idea.
Yeah, like maybe for our one predator end of the season party,
We could.
we just go and put them all on a slide and just let them go.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a party at the end of the season. That's going to happen.
Yo.
I think we're going to do it here this year. I don't know.
Are we doing trophies this year?
It's not up to me this year.
Well, you're the ringleader.
Well, I am, but I don't.
No, I don't know. I don't know if that episode came out yet, or if we talked about it on one of the
Right.
episodes. Whoever wins the trophy has to buy it for the next year. So
It was you.
it was me last year.
Yeah. I'm
Well,
cheap.
technically, you and Steve tied, but again,
I had
he's alpha dog.
the way we broke
Right.
the tie last year was number of misses, and
Yeah.
I had the least amount of misses.
Yeah,
So
Steve had like 14 or something.
so
He was super green.
He just he
he just
kind
started-
of left a couple boxes of ammo out in the field.
Army guys, man, they just don't know.
So
Well, no, they never had to pay for their ammo.
yeah, they don't
It
care.
was given to them.
So I took the trophy last year and sit on top of my gun safe in my bedroom. And
Right next to the heaviest rabbit one.
right next to the heaviest rabbit
Attaboy.
trophy.
Dude. What a great day that was.
Actually, I ordered it last night.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Good. I started that stupid thing with the trophy. And it's
Well, yeah, because we had no idea. You show up,
Yeah.
and you're like, all right, who's got the most coyotes? I was like, I got 6. Steve's like, I got 6. It's like, how many did you miss?
I like
was
having surprises for the
Yeah,
end of
no,
the year party.
that was cool. So I was like,
What will this year surprise?
Yeah,
me?
5 or 6.
Well, I'll tell you what the surprise was you driving me home, my head hanging out the window, and me telling you, slow down, slow down. I didn't think I was going to make it. I don't normally
I'm like, dude,
drink
I'm
like
going
that.
slow, man. I can't go
Oh,
any
man,
slower.
I got home. One
I
foot
was
on the
fine,
floor.
by the
Next thing
way.
I'm
Yeah.
2 feet on the floor. Next thing I'm kneeling next to the bed saying, please make it stop.
Well, we had to make a decision, and of course, Cousin Chip's like, you picking me up for the party? I'm like, well, there it is. Okay.
Decision made.
Decision made, so that's okay, though.
Yeah, I was toxic for days.
That was a good time.
So you ordered the trophy.
I
Well,
ordered
that's
the
gonna be
trophy.
fun. We just got to nail down. I feel like we got to do the party here soon because I want to do it before busy season. Well, it is busy season, but
Yeah.
not quite.
Just let me know.
Yeah, we just got to figure
I
it
got
out.
put in for the day.
Oh, yeah. I want to try and do some kind of shooting competition or,
Before the festivities begin.
yes, like spend a whole day. I think we should spend maybe not a whole day,
Yeah, well,
like afternoon to,
Yeah.
whenever.
Mhm.
And do some different stuff.
some food, some drinks,
Food, drinks.
stories.
Well, that way everybody's got time. It's not a rush.
Right.
Where we got to be like, oh my God, somebody's got to get us home now. Who are we going to call and pick us up?
Yeah.
And I don't want to drive this year.
No, I hear you.
What are you talking about?
But anyway, yeah,
All right. Well, we got anything else we want to talk about
my
tonight?
withdrawals are.
Yeah. Like, even though as much as I used to complain about, I suppose I should go.
Right.
And next thing you know, it's like now that there's no place to go
Right.
at night.
Well, you felt like you had to be there,
Yeah.
like you were wasting time.
Yeah.
Right.
And this is why you feel that way.
It just, for me, it was just when I started feeling a little bit like to the point where I really didn't care. Next thing you know, Josh, look at the one I shot last night. Here's the video. And I'm like, oh, man, I got to go.
Right.
Well, that was like it was the last weekend of this season. I'm sure I've said this before, but like I was very down.
Sorry.
Like, like my season was over. Oh no!
What?
The video from last year.
Oh, put that away. I don't know who that guy.
I don't know who
That's fake news.
Who the guy with the microphone is?
Got 2-1 Predator teams doing karaoke. I
I
don't
was
know what was
not
going
singing.
on.
Oh God.
But
that's
yeah,
what we need to
that
do.
last Friday night of the season, I was done. I was spent. I was just down.
You know what's funny? I just happened to, because we were blowing in the breathalyzer from our last year. Do you want to?
Was that me?
No, I think that was May.
Was that you?
0.32.
I was close to that.
I was. Yeah.
Well, you were doing shots.
With-
Shot? No,
with
no.
Steve's
I was
dad.
drinking a bottle.
With Steve's dad.
He's
we
like,
saw
"Chug
Daddy.
it."
We saw Daddy Dave tonight.
Yeah,
We're
we
like,
did. And
Oh.
as soon as I saw him, I got nauseous.
But yeah, that last Friday, I was.
What are we looking at?
Oh
you
yeah,
go.
me with the trophy.
And with the trophy.
Josh was there on time,
Yeah, I was.
prompt.
I'm always on time.
I don't.
You tell me to be
what
somewhere
day was
specific.
That,
That was a Saturday.
Yeah, but what's the date on it?
The day before Mother's
May
Day.
13th.
So we were bailing hay.
Yeah, 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah,
Yeah, we were baling hay.
Yep.
but then you shot that one, and I was like, "All right, I'm good to go. Let's go.
When
Come
you
on."
fell in the pond?
Yeah.
Well,
Yep. Even after that,
I figured I was
still
going
ready to go.
solo after that
I'll
pond.
never forget the one I shot, and it laid down in the middle of a pond. And
on the ice.
With the frozen one.
the frozen pond.
And
But
you went out there.
I went out there. I was there
You
with.
started stripping all your stuff
I
off.
was there with Pierre, and I started walking out on the ice and started making some noise. And Pierre's like, "Where am I?" Just in case I got called 991. And I said, "Well," So I walked back, I handed him my cell phone, my wallet, and then I realized after I got halfway out there, I had my truck keys
what
in the
pond he's talking about, too.
because we had that weird thaw and everything, and it was open water down there a couple nights before when I was down there. So I realized I had the truck keys in my pocket if I fall in.
Dude,
So
I don't know if I would have went out.
I go walking back there, and I give him my truck keys, and I told him what our location was in case stuff went south. And I get out there to the dog, and this pond is starting to talk. Ooh. And I start kicking I start kicking the dog across the ice, and Pierre's just sitting there, man, you're crazy. You're crazy.
I remember
man.
when that happened, and I was like, I wouldn't have went. That thing would have laid there.
Hey, I was pretty proud of myself.
Yeah,
well, that was
should be.
that night at my parents' house that you and I went down there, and that one on the other side of the pond.
Right.
You were like, well, what if he crossed the pond? Shoot it.
Yeah.
I would go out there and get him.
Yeah, well,
was
we're at
cold.
your parents' house. So I'm going to go and be like, Josh's mom.
It was cold. It was cold enough.
Your dad'd be real mad if I start banging on the door in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Like, Jeff, you want to, your son fell in the pond. You got to come out here and give me a hand.
But, yeah.
Anyway.
Yep, we've all got the postseason blues.
Way up postseason. What month are we in now? What is this, April?
April. We're just in the first month still.
So how many months we got to wait?
5.5.
Let's do it right to the day. Let's start the countdown. Let's see here. 5.5.
Just go to Google. How many days until October 1st?
Yep,
There you
hang
go.
on. Give me a second.
Just typing it in. I got to know. I think we started counting down, 2 months?
Yeah, it was like 60 days.
Yeah, last year. Let's start early. We should be able to know this. And what is October 1st? Saturday? Sunday?
Who cares? We just it didn't fall on a weekend last year because we all had to work the next day. The 2023 season.
Oh.
But
Oh my God, look at it.
Ew.
how many days is it?
It's 165.
Okay, well, I can work with that. If I save like $3 a day, by the time October 1st comes around,
October 1st, 2024 is a Tuesday, boys.
I could be calling Rick and be like, send me my Super Revolt. Make sure you load it up with some extra noise for me, brother.
He likes the Blondie Long Hells.
Oh, man. Blondie fired up and sick.
No,
kicking
you'll
ass.
have half the amount of money you need if you do $3 a day.
You figured that out too? What is it?
It's $495.
Yeah, you ain't got enough.
Yeah,
$800
that's not enough.
all.
Well,
How
all right.
many days? 165?
165.
So I guess, I'm guessing. So I'm guessing I got.
I ain't gonna make it.
I guess we're gonna start eating at gas stations instead of diners now for lunch
No.
every day.
But I hope
Bring your lunch.
if somebody that listens to our podcast has got something to do with a restaurant chain, Denny's, IHOP, an IHOP, dude. I would
International House of Pancakes.
I would Kyle Hunt every day of the freaking week.
Just to go to
Give
IHOP.
me a big stack, baby.
Listen,
and I
these
want
guys-
that butter.
Listeners have no idea what goes on in our headsets.
No,
We'll be out there. It'll be 2:00 in the morning. We aren't seeing anything all night. All of a sudden, you hear the
The
headset.
mic go click.
Melted butter on pancakes,
Bacon.
sausage links.
You hear Cousin Chip, you know what I really want right now? And I'm like, the short stack.
Yeah. Next thing you know, all you hear is a bunch of hyenas cackling.
Dude, I've
out
come
the
home
field.
from hunting. This is fucking weird, but I've come home from hunting when we
cooked
talked,
a pound of bacon and ate it.
When we've talked about pancakes, I've come home and made bacon and pancakes at like 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And like the old lady wake up, come downstairs half asleep, like, what are you cooking? It smells so good.
Yeah.
She's like half asleep while I eat all my food. But, yeah, I have. Yeah, so IHOP, if you're listening.
I'm sure IHOP listens to us.
Even
They're
a
actually-
Waffle House, man.
Dude, I don't really care what it is. Just something open 24 hours.
Yeah.
Well, Applebee's in town is closing
Yeah.
because they raised the rent.
They're all done.
So not that that's a gourmet place.
And they're not 24 hours a day either.
Right, they should be. We need a Denny's. It's got to happen. So many times I've come home. I eat when I get home.
Dude,
night
I go to
come
bed.
out. You don't eat?
No.
I eat.
I usually sit there and scroll TikTok for about an hour until I calm down and finally conk out.
No, I go home, put my stuff down, take my clothes off. I go to bed.
Really? That
All
easy?
done. Oh, yeah.
Oof.
Not me. I'm ready to. Well, it depends on the night, I guess. If we have a crazy night where we look for one for 2 hours or we're walking 1,000 miles, then yeah. But there's nights I come home and I'm like, let's go.
Yeah.
Like I want to do something else. But anyway,
165 days
today is
and counting. April 19th.
April 19th. 100. So countdown begins.
Yep.
Well, in about another, 24 minutes, it's going to be midnight. So there goes another day.
64 days.
We're getting closer, folks.
Almost there.
We're down to the hour now.
It's funny because the wife was like, I'm going to go out tonight with the girl. I'm like, you get it in now, man, because October 1st comes. I'm sorry. But I got tough to do.
Yep. The second job comes.
Yeah. Like, it's so hard getting readjusted to our sleep schedule again. Like, I'm back on track now.
Oh.
I'm super tired right now.
I work nights anyway, so it's no different for me.
I'm still tired. I'm always tired.
Thank God for sleepy gummies. Melatonin, God bless you. 10 milligrams.
Good night.
Yep. So, anyways, we're on. Well, you know if you're listening.
All right. So you can find us on the One Predator page on Facebook.
Yep.
The podcast is Amazon, Spotify,
YouTube,
Apple,
Yep.
A handful of other places.
Right.
Leave a review, comment. Let us know if there's anything you want to hear us talk about.
We put a couple of video clips up you did of
There's a
shots.
couple clips on YouTube.
So we're messing around with that now. So
Yeah, trying to get some videos
shots.
out there.
Hopefully next year or this coming season, again, somebody knows of a really good night vision
Camera that we don't have to sell, our souls for.
Kidney for?
I'll sell a kidney for a Hummer.
We'll sell Josh's last night.
No, I need that one.
For what?
Personal reasons, okay?
We're gonna have it. We're gonna be hunting with a camera and an H1. You wait.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make it my goal.
But definitely,
Yeah.
shoot us a message if
somebody
somebody's
knows
out
a
there
good
that
camera.
knows of a decent camera.
Yep.
And then if you're good enough, you can be our camera guy because we're gonna need one.
It's volunteer work, though.
Right. Yeah, we're not paying you.
We can't pay you.
I might buy you a pancake if we ever get a place here.
Or a beef bean burrito from
Beef and
Love's.
beef burrito.
That's worth it right there, folks.
Oh my God. Anyway.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
All right.
Thanks for listening to the One Predator podcast, and we'll catch you on the next one.